you ready?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm ready.
Alright, that's great.
Are we going to talk bullshit through this one, or are we going to be serious?
Just no more questions, alright?
Alright, well, we'll get started in a moment. We'll get started.
Just no more questions. Don't ask me another question.
Get to the computer right now. We're ready to go.
Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
I'm not the best.
I'm ready to go. Let's go. Let's do it.
Fine. We're live once again at Drake Boulevard, held by Footscray Cycling Club in Altona, basically the other side of the world for Melburnians. Altona to Mulgrave, that's basically like trying to get from Belgium to Oslo, really. It's like that. That's what it's like. It's like 5 trains.
That may be what it feels like.
It's like 5 trains.
It may be what it feels like.
6-hour car drive.
Yeah. Well, this is the Footscray course. This is a 1 kilometre course. This is different from what you did last Sunday, wasn't it, Terence?
Yeah, this is different. So the grouse thing about Drake Boulevard is if you look at it on a map, it's like a letter H shape sort of thing. And so last time we did it, it was not this end of the 8. So 4 corner crit, an 8 is like having you can do 2 different 4 corner things. You know what I'm saying? Two blocks. So you're doing the other block.
But now today we actually are taking some notice of one of the comments we received the other day. We've actually named the cameras, so now we know whose camera we're looking at. Right now we're watching Archie's camera. Archie.
Another one of another one of Monk's merry men.
And this is Terence's camera, and he's following Bentley for one other reason. We're keeping an eye on his camera, which is one of ours. So that's Bentley's camera right there. And Bentley is following
CJ.
Following CJ. Now CJ's number 6. I've got to remember CJ's number 6. So who's the other one? It's that would be Mr. White would be the other one out there today.
Nick White. He was not here today.
He was not there today.
He's not here today.
But as we're saying, this is a different course from what you did 3 years ago. BC before COVID.
BC before COVID. Yeah.
And we're coming around here, and we're just going to have a quick look. These 2 laps are onto neutral, so no one's doing anything fun or nasty at the moment. And I just want to flick around to a different camera there. We're going to flick over to Terence's camera. Sorry, no, we're not. We're going to send it over to
Bentley's camera.
Bentley's camera. Yep. Why is it changing automatically on me, Terence?
Well, if you can remember, we broke our own rules here. This is take 2.
This is take
2. So we've already made the cuts. We've already been here. This is deja vu for us.
Okay.
And Daddy-O forgot he made all those cuts, and those cuts still
stay. I didn't realise those cuts are still there.
Vision switcher is got to get fired, but and we also had to bust at the statistician before.
Well, we did. We had to talk about the statistician before. The Daddy-O, as TJ likes to call me, got some stats wrong. We had to go to the statistician. Describe the statistician to me, Terence.
He's got really fluffy ears and a bit of an ankle biter.
And he wags his tail too.
Wags his tail.
So whenever I get something wrong, he looks at me and says, "Nah, Dad, that's wrong." Nah. Whenever I get something right, he licks my face.
And gets his toy.
Now we're going to switch over to Terence's camera because this is where we discovered and why we're doing a take 2. This is all fresh footage to us now. We have not seen this footage before. This is all fresh. Unfortunately, Archie's camera cut out at one stage, so for a little while. So we're now on fresh footage, and we're also under race conditions. We are now racing. So Terence is at the front there, and directly behind Terence is Bentley.
The Bentley.
Bentley is following him through, and this turns out to be a really hot race, if I remember correctly, Terence.
It was very fast. So if you include the neutral laps, we averaged 45 kilometres an hour. If you exclude them, yeah, that's right. If you exclude them, it was like 47.5 kilometres an hour average.
So what ended up happening was 2 groups existed. There were 2. There was A plus and there was A.
Yeah, that's right.
Effectively.
Yeah.
So this is Bentley's camera at the moment. Terence is right at the front there. It's at the pointy end, and he's already trying to form a breakaway with Tom. But it took him a little while before we saw the first 1 or 2 breakaways that day. And this is a big truck that's on the course.
Yeah, big truck.
Big truck on corner number 2. Corner number 2, I think was corner number 2.
Yeah, 2. It is actually 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit of a wiggly corner.
It's a bit of a weird corner because
yeah,
the first one's a bit of a sweeper. That one's a weird corner because it's sort of like not quite a 90 degree, but you know it's.
TJ's camera's boring.
Yeah,
I'm going to switch over to Bentley's camera.
There's Archie in front of us still, so we don't know. We unfortunately his camera just did a brain fart.
And going back to Terence's camera, it's still looking boring. I'm going to flick back over to Bentley's camera. There we go. At least we've got TJ in front there.
Batman socks. Batman.
So Bentley's camera is actually giving us a little bit of something to look at the moment. But then TJ decided he would take a bit of a breakaway and take a few riders with you, Terence. What happened there?
Well, I got bored. So, yeah, that's the only thing to explain it. And I knew Bentley wouldn't surge to follow me. So,
through the finish line.
Yeah, that's the finish
line. There's Archie there.
There's Archie, followed by Josh. Patrick Dropak is here. And then another one amongst merry men, Josh. Josh, all the way from Traralgon, what a trip he had to make. And then he just...
Not only did he have to come to the city, he had to come to the other side of the city for him. I mean, that's a double dip.
And he parked it at my house, and then had a not very delicious brew, cafe. Sorry to saying brew for when you're saying a coffee pisses off Kerry so much. It's so funny. Oh. So if you listen to this, Kerry, we had a brew, bro. We had a brew.
No, you went for a decent coffee next door. So we went next door to our local cafe barista. I'm saying their name because they let us do a lot of filming and shit there for free. So, a bit of a kudos to them. Terence is still out on his own, and he's still giving us boring footage. Well, he's not on his own. He's with three other riders, but it's boring footage. But it looks like they're starting to catch up with you again, Terence.
Yeah, nothing much was getting away until it was a big, massive solo move by a rider. Spoiler alert.
Well, we'll see when that happens. We're not going to talk about that now. No. And Bentley looks like he's actually getting a bit frustrated being at the back here. So Bentley's starting to wiggle around a wee bit, and I think that we're going to see something from Bentley.
There you go, Patrick Dropak.
CJ.
CJ annihilates Patrick Dropak's attack.
Everyone's jumping on. Even Bentley's standing up now, pushing away on the pedals like crazy. And Terence, it looks like you're falling back from your own little breakaway.
Yeah, well, he's surged pretty hard there, but this corner here is a bit. This one coming up into here is a bit tricky. So not panic. You know, that's the first thing. Don't panic. It's on the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy book. Big words. Don't panic. And then as I didn't have to put that much extra effort, and I'm back on the group because I can turn. Kind of, sometimes.
Yeah, you tell me you can't sprint, but I keep telling you.
900 watt flyers is nothing compared to a 1600 watt sprint at the end of a race. When will you learn?
I won't learn because I know that you've got my genes, and my genes was sprinter genes.
Yeah, but I've also got mum as well.
And also, can you give me my jeans back, please? Because you're making them too thin, and I need to stretch them back out.
There's something different to doing a 900 watt flyer for an attack that's well timed, than doing a 1600 watt, 1500 watt, or even 1200 watt sprint at the end of the race. Very different.
Bentley looking very crowded right now.
It is. It's actually getting quite squeezy at the middle.
Back end of Group 1.
Yeah.
I'll say Group 1 because there was Group 1 and Group 2. And there's another go. There's another go. There's another attack. And that barely even took off before it stopped. I mean, what happened? Doesn't look like it's actually going to proceed.
So yeah, it looks like there's some action going off the front.
Look at the line.
There's a long line.
Look at the line.
Let's see who pedals this corner. Nah. So if you can pedal nearly all the corners on the circuit. That's the trick. So if you can pedal all the corners, you're doing all right. Well, you're going pretty quick.
Well, there's who's that coming back?
That's young Archie there.
Yep. Archie was telling me that he was having trouble breathing, so he was struggling a little bit.
He's coming off some bad illness or something like that.
I can't remember what it was.
Bad spell of some like virus or something like that. So I hope you're feeling better, Arch.
He was at Coburg the following week, and
Yeah, but I think he's still got the remnants of it.
Yeah, we threw a camera on him, but he still wasn't that well. So, whoa, what's happening here? Another flyer off the front.
Yeah, I think that CJ, the blue bridge lanes on the front of that one, but that group is kind of dangerous, but also could be brought back through Harry, and then it'll be happy days. It'll be all good.
Bentley's having a look at you coming back to him as well.
So the major thing for this race is that if Bentley and CJ go off the front, big alarm bells, because that's not coming back. If Bentley goes by himself, ring the alarm bell, but everything should be okay. No offense, Bentley, but Bentley can definitely pull off a solo ride for the entire race.
Now, having a look at this, we're also going to go around the corner again. We're going to see a few riders up the front, and the two riders in front of you, Terence, and we're starting to see a bit of movement to bring those riders back in again already.
Is anyone off the front? I don't know if there's anyone off the front. I think I am.
No, there's definitely some riders at the front.
No, there's. Are you sure?
Hang on.
Let's go around the corner.
Bang.
Oh yeah, it's got group of four. Oh yeah, I forgot about the group of four. With CJ, Riley, and someone else.
Yeah, and remember what you said? CJ goes off the front.
Big alarm bells.
Big alarm bells.
So Bentley goes off the front, alarm bells. CJ off the front, alarm bells. You can leave Tom Lombardi alone.
Trust the daddy-o. I remember that the four of them were off the front, and I don't remember when you guys caught up with them, so I'm thinking it was pretty quick.
Yeah, again, Bentley, big alarm bells. CJ, big alarm bells.
I like the Stogleg, Terence. What's the Stogleg like to cruise around?
Oh, it's actually very comfortable, but there is a slight, it doesn't look at the trees, but there is a slight northerly wind, I think, or northeasterly wind. So that straight there, this straight here is like a crosswind, and then this straight here is a bit of a crosswind. So shelter being on the left side, hence people moving to the right to pull a turn after the turn. And then when it comes through this left-hander, that's when the tailwind starts to really feel its full fruition. And then headwind out of that. Headwind out of the next turn.
It looks like you're at the back of the peloton now. Now, this is peloton Group 1, because there was already a Group 2 behind you.
Yeah, it eventually, it's sort of like, in the Tour de France where they're going up a big mountain pass and, sprinters will eventually come off the peloton and form the gruppetto. It's sort of the same thing. People came off one by one, and then eventually, 15 minutes in, everyone who was in Group 1 pretty much stayed in Group 1, if that makes sense.
Yep. It doesn't.
And then
cones far out. Did I just see a cone go flying off?
I made sure that he got a real earful from me, that one, actually. I made sure he knew that. Yeah. There's Stuart Darling in number 8. Good rider he is.
Now Stuart looks like he's
pedaling the corner. He knows what he's doing.
And his cadence is extremely high. He looks like an ex-track racer.
I think Stuart, I don't know if you did do trackie, if you were a trackie, but I'm pretty sure you did do track.
Stuart, can you tell us in the comments? Don't be shy of using the comments, guys. We won't abuse you if you use the comments. Tell us, were you a trackie? Because you ride like a trackie rider. Back to camera 1, TJ's camera, and it's looks very splitty. Yeah. Very splitty. And it looks like you need to catch up. Now, Archie's camera's come back. There's Archie's camera. Archie had a break on the side. He'd been sitting down with me for a little while I've been taking photos. And the commissaire turned around and said, jump on, just don't be competitive. So Archie's jumped back on. This is Group 2 that Archie's jumped onto. So, what are we looking at? This is Bentley's camera. We're a lap early for Archie's camera, but that's okay. We're a few laps early, but that's okay. We'll keep rolling with punches. We'll keep rolling with it. Yeah, it's all right because Archie's no longer competitive in this race. Unfortunately, he's not allowed to go for a podium. So but we'll still get to see some of the footage there. Yeah. So moving swiftly on. Here's all Gruppo Compacto. Everyone's together.
for the most part. And it looks like it's a bit of a lull at the minute. Bit of a lull.
So this is on TJ's camera, so we're moving around front of the peloton, well, it is a peloton again now, so no one's off the front.
No one's off the front,
but looks like there's a bit of another challenge going on here on Bentley's camera, and there's another breakaway happening, or at least an attempt of it. I don't think it's just the moving up the front. I think this is actually, or giving Bentley a rest. I think that was actually an attempt, and feels like Reddit / there was attempt made. There was an attempt. There was an attempt.
I'm not on Reddit. I'm not much on Reddit. I mean, I'm on Reddit for a few jokes and stuff like that, for like a few joke threads. That's where I heard my infamous. That's where I heard my infamous. An Irishman, an Englishman, and a German gets busted for trying to smuggle drugs into Saudi Arabia. That's where I got that joke from. My infamous.
I don't think that was a joke. I
Well,
think they all did.
Jokes are
moving along
true
because
stories.
we're not going to go into that story tonight. Going back to camera 1, we're looking at TJ's camera here again. It looks like everyone's grouped back together again. We just missed. There goes Patrick. He was actually coming back from Bentley's camera, and we're coming back through the dog leg again. I do love this dog leg. I do love the dog leg.
Woof woof.
It's a bit of a walk when you actually have to walk it though. It's actually quite surprising how far it was.
Well, it's still a 1.1k circuit, so it is a bit of a hike. It is a hike.
Bentley's at the front, but he's allowing a few riders to get past him so he can have a bit of a rest.
Wheels up, goes through for a turn, and then Stuart.
And this is purely taking turns again now. There's no flying off the front. No one's trying to get away. It's just a nice casual ride. TJ's having a nice little sit at the front and looking very comfortable. Meanwhile, Archie's actually, we will show you Archie's camera. Archie's actually just sitting back here, moving along. Bit of a boring view, but we're going to go back to Bentley's camera. And Bentley is riding behind a group of about 4 or 5 riders at the front of him. And TJ is sitting at the front. Now, TJ, tell me, what's about to happen next?
I've got no idea, but I know in this moment I was probably thinking that I was probably thinking, let's see if I can open up some gaps going through this corner. Let's test people's willingness to lose their front tyre.
And so we're going to actually sit back in here on Bentley's camera for a moment and let the action happen. There goes TJ's camera again. Sorry, I've changed my mind. And we've got someone else coming up the front.
Monk's merry men, Josh Stevens. One of Monk's merry men.
Yeah, and Josh was the one that came over to our place and had the nice long ride over with the brew.
Yeah, very very nice stroll. Riding to Altona is a very interesting experience. Like, especially if you live north side or, east of the city. It's a very interesting experience riding to Altona. But at this moment, bike paths were very flooded.
Yeah, so it's a lot of road riding.
There's a lot of road riding, and there's a lot of boxing on with trucks. So boxing on a crit is nothing compared to boxing on with a truck.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Now we're looking back at your camera, Terence. We can start to see a bit of a line here.
There is a long line,
and
actually. I've forgotten how hard this crit was.
How long was this crit for that day?
40 minutes.
40 minutes
plus 40 minutes
we're actually,
excluding the two neutral laps.
We're actually almost at the halfway mark now, and we're not seeing anything happen amazingly exciting yet. We're just seeing group after group. Now I'm going to go back to Archie's camera. This is the second group here, and they are actually forming into a nice little race and settling in nicely actually. This is the second group as they come round the corner and towards the trucks. Now, as we say, this is a lap or two out of sync, but that doesn't matter because it's all fun and games in the real world. Here's Bentley's camera moving up as we're coming up to the dog leg. Coming through the dog leg though is Terence already. And Terence, it looks like you're catching up with the main,
this little attention. Yeah,
it was an attempt.
It was an attempt, definitely, 100%. But that one was dangerous. Lee Phillips, got to watch out for him because he can go solo. you basically got to watch out for anyone in this group is dangerous.
Whoa, Bentley's taken off the front.
This is Bentley.
Bentley's done a flyer.
He's done an absolute flyer.
And a half. Look at the speed.
Ding. There goes the alarm bells because Bentley can hold out an entire crit solo. He's done it before.
So what's your thinking here, Terence? You are with 3 really strong riders there.
Yeah.
And you're going to go for it as hard as you can?
Yeah, so my thinking at this time was bring back Bentley ASAP because he can hold, he's got the watts he's definitely got the watts, he's got the speed, and he's got the ability, like cornering wise and bike handling wise, to be out there on his own for the entire rest of the crit. But as long as, I'm thinking on the back of my head, as long as he gets 5 seconds, I can let him sizzle for a bit. We can all let him just sizzle and like burn a few matches, so it's easier for him to be out sprinted.
And right now he's been out on the front for quite a while.
It's been a lot.
Yeah, but he hasn't let anyone else take a turn out of that group. He is pushing through.
He's by himself.
He's completely by
himself.
He's
by himself.
I didn't realise he was by himself.
He's by himself, mate. He's a weapon.
And you guys
certified
are chasing
weapon.
him down.
It's a bit of a lull at the minute.
There's Tom. I just saw Tom going off the side there a moment ago.
Yeah, he's not going to pull back, Bentley. But this is big alarm bell. I'm making sure that the group. I'll try to make sure the group still rolls because we cannot let him go off by himself.
Absolutely not.
You cannot let Bentley go off by himself.
Now, Bentley's giving us the most boring vision right now.
But he's got a good
gap. But look at this. Archie's giving us some good little vision here of you guys zooming past them again. Now, where are we going to go to, Terence? I think we might have a look at your camera again as you are chasing down Bentley. Bentley's way ahead of you right now.
Yeah, he's just about at that second turn. He's probably about 20 seconds.
Right to the trucks.
He got up to 20 seconds pretty quickly.
And you're coming up to the turn where the truck is at the moment. You're not there yet.
We're not quite there yet, but he's got a very sizable gap.
Huge gap on you.
Very good gap. So this massive alarm bell's going off. It's like Notre Dame in this crit.
Must talk to him about making sure he gets some good footage next time. Okay.
I actually like it because if you can just you could sit on a full gas ride and just watch Bentley's camera. And there goes CJ, bang, flyer on the right side.
CJ is
this is big alarm bells coming
There
off.
we go.
Here
we go.
It's absolutely definite.
And you're going shit. I am going to go.
I'm in big trouble.
I am going. Okay.
No bueno.
You are doing everything you can to sort yourself out, and you're now catching Bentley. I can't remember.
No, not yet. No. Okay. Spoiler alert. We don't catch Bentley for a good 20 minutes. That's how good he is. He's off the front solo. He's bloody good. He will stay out there on his own for ages. Tooting his horn, mate.
Tooting his horn?
I'm tooting his horn. That's why he's in Oliver's kit. Not because it's not because, he's a good-looking fella, which, depending on who he is. Depending who you are, he's a good-looking fella.
That's a bit rough.
I said depending who you are, he's a good-looking fella. He's not on Oliver's because he's just a good-looking fella.
Well, that's a vision from his camera right now. And
taking a pretty good line up.
He's way up there. So
yeah.
I'm actually going to count him the next time he comes around that corner to when you go around the corner, and we're going to have a look and see what the distances are on that. So I'm going to bring up the stopwatch. Let's see.
So we're just going through the corner now. Through that sweet big corner.
Stopwatch. Here we go. And we're going to find a...
All right, now. Start it now. Now. So that's this almost the penultimate corner.
Yep. And so that's the dog leg, is it?
That's the dog leg, yep. And then let's go back to my camera. And then he hits it, CJ hits it there, and then I hit it 3 seconds after CJ.
So you're 15 seconds down on him.
Was CJ 14 seconds or was I 14 seconds?
That was you 14 seconds.
I was 14 seconds. So 11 seconds to CJ.
So I wouldn't quite say that much. I'd probably say 12 seconds. And 1 or 2 seconds makes a big difference.
Yeah, it's if you're going 50 kilometers an hour, that's almost like 30 meters.
Yep. So as we are lining ourselves back up, getting around here,
there goes Bentley. flying through. Great line around the corner. And then flick around in the pocket. You can actually hear, maybe you can hear him actually saying the time gaps, but there goes CJ and Rylan. Then there's the Pello coming through. And there's Pat.
There we go. And there's Pat. Pat's now going, I need I need a breather. I need to get ready for the next attack.
This is a very tense race. This is why we average 47 kilometers an hour, because it was so much of this counter-attack, chase, counter-attack, chase, counter-attack, chase.
Now I reckon we're going to go again and do another timing. So let's reset it down, and we're going to pick a corner, pick a line, pick a turn.
Just pick the apex of this corner.
Pick a line.
Or the white line.
Now. They're away.
There you go.
All right.
Start the clock. Benny's going through the dog leg. Where's me?
There's you.
I'm going through this. I don't know what company that is, but it's got a blue starfish. There I am. There.
Dang. 13.93 seconds.
Almost 20 milliseconds difference.
And you've actually taken a second off it.
No, it was just 14.
14.63 before.
14.63. Okay.
You've taken 7 seconds off him.
7 seconds.
I mean 0.7 seconds.
0.7 seconds. Yeah, but that's nothing. That goes up and down. So
and here he comes again, straight back through. Oh, look at him go! He is motoring.
Speed.
And the stats.
The statistician's back.
The statistician's back. Yep. Statistician's gone out for a bit of a walk with the mumsy. And Aladdin, any stats you can tell us about the race today? No. Oh, okay. He says it was fast.
He said it was fast.
So, what speed did they average, Aladdin? Fast. He said fast. Yep. Yeah. A good statistician knows to keep things open.
The thing is, kilometers an hour relies on a time, an hour, and unfortunately, dogs don't really tell time.
So I'm actually going to pick Bentley's camera here to go through this dog leg line.
So we're going to do another time check.
No, we're not. We're just going to we're going to follow him through. No, not this one. We don't need to do one every lap, do we?
Well,
I actually want to see his line.
The statistician said.
I want to see his line through this.
You want to see his line through this? All right, let's have a look.
So round he goes.
Obviously pedaling through it. Yeah, that's a very solid line.
And then coming straight down the front straight.
So we're coming into a cross tailwind here. So this is a cross tailwind.
And we're going across the finish line, and we're doing that in a second. And then we're going to flick over to your camera. So we're going to go from the start-finish line, and that is now. So we're away, and camera 1 to Terrence's camera, so we can get the exact line here. Hopefully we'll get the exact line. You might be able to see it, but there it goes there. You're down to 9 seconds.
So we cut off 4 seconds in about a lap and a half. So that makes sense, because we had to catch up to CJ.
Now this time you actually can see him up in the distance there. If you've got a really big TV, you'll be able to see him going around the corner.
Go around the corner now.
Woof! You couldn't see him for a few times.
No, we couldn't. So,
hey, statistician, how fast are they going now? Yep, he said fast.
Well, unfortunately, dogs can't really tell time, so you can't tell speed in kilometers an hour.
He said to me that you left the house the other day and came back 4 days later.
Well, that's not very.
But it was only 2 hours later, so Okay, so we're moving along, and Terrence is going for a bit of a rest at the back of the peloton. I reckon we'll do another time check in a few moments. Not yet, but I reckon we'll come up for another time check. So if we go back to Bentley's camera, and we'll go for that finish line again. So we'll get over to the finish line.
Same line on the corner?
Same line around. Oh, look at that. Oh. Look at that.
Roughly the
same line.
Right,
and now he's on the front straight. So we're going to get an interruption from the DJI, but I can still see his line. So I'm going to take a line here, and I'm going to take him from the start finish line in a second.
Bentley's about to lose his advantage.
And time is
seconds at the moment.
now.
To about 10 seconds.
And here he comes, going past.
Let's see.
And whoosh.
There you go, straight through.
Now you're coming down the...
There we are there.
I
was 11, so I was 12 seconds, but I'm like a few riders back. So let's call it 9 seconds.
9 seconds. So you actually haven't lost any time now.
No, yeah. So he's holding.
He's holding. So let's go for that. Let's go for the straight along the back again. So we're going to go for that line along the back. I'm actually going to take it from the start.
Around this corner.
I'm going to take it from the start of the truck.
Perfect.
I'm going to take it from the start of the truck. So let's go now. And let's flick over to camera one.
My camera. Let's see if we take a same line around the corner. So yeah, unfortunately for us, for me, I am dictated completely by the people in front of me to take
You've lost a second.
You've lost a second. So I would say that second comes down to line choice from him, and then line choice from the person who's doing the chasing.
Yep. So we'll go over Archie's camera. Archie's got a great view of the racing here. So I'm even though he may be able to sync their TJ, I reckon it's great footage. Look at that. You guys are all playing games with each other on that footage. I reckon it must be a lap or two up. What do you reckon?
I've honestly got no idea at this point. I don't know what the time
It was
code
a
is.
separate. It was a separate race by that stage. Look at Terence's camera here. He's got two in front of him right now, and these guys have finally decided to get serious. And here we go across the finish line in a second. So we're going to take Bentley's camera now, and we are. Oh, I actually said now, but I'd already pressed it. So we're going to take TJ's camera again, and we're going to stop it. There we go. And we're down to 8 seconds.
8.68 seconds. So it's coming down slowly. It's coming down. But for the seconds, for the half seconds, the couple hundred meters we slow down for, Bentley just takes another inch.
And this is the third group. This is the second group now, and you can see they're actually coming up to the front straight and moving along quite nicely. I reckon that's great footage there.
It's cut out again. There you go.
There you go. Archie's cut out again, but we're not going to cut out. We're going to carry on with footage from Terence as Terence takes the head again to chase down Bentley, and Bentley is up the front there. Let's do another time check on Bentley. Let's find a corner so we can do a time check on him.
Let's just do this one here.
And ready and go.
So the countdown is on.
The countdown is on.
This is a headwind straight, by the way, so it feels a lot slower. It takes a lot longer to do.
And we're down to 7 seconds.
7 seconds. So it's coming down.
Not even 7.5 seconds. Terence, take the time off that took me to hit the button. We're talking 7.2 seconds or thereabouts. And we are really starting to see this race heat up like crazy as Bentley's still out there on his own. And now he's actually passing the A grade group. So we're actually yelling, move over, Red Rover, A grade is coming through. And
takes a perfect line around that
look at that corner, look at that. Now, you guys are not far behind. Terence, you're out there chasing a lot, and you've got him down to 6 seconds almost. I think we're at 6 seconds. I reckon it's time to do another time check. Another time check. Let's go from the front of the truck again, because I know there's not going to be any pocket footage from in front of the truck. And don't worry about those two fellas in front there. They're not part of the race. They are part of the race, but they're not part of the race. So I'm not going to do it there, Terence, because that was going to interrupt.
Do the next truck.
Interrupto bumpo. No, I'm going to do the line.
You're going to do the line.
Let's do the line.
Do the line. Okay, well, we've got a few seconds. Let's just take a good look at the clouds, because these action cameras take the sky, like the exposure of the sky and the exposure of everything else, pretty bloody well. I'm amazed by how well these cameras, these new GoPros, seriously do the clouds and everything else. It's amazing.
It is amazing, and that is now 9 seconds.
9 seconds. So it's gone back out again.
You know why it's gone back out, though? I'll tell you why it's gone back out. Because you're doing the chasing all by yourself all the time. You are taking a better line, but Bentley has got that drive right now to get away from you, whereas you're chasing them down. Now, just imagine if you're the guy that just stole a bottle of wine from the bottle, and you're getting chased by the cops, you've got more incentive to take off.
Yeah, exactly.
So you need someone strong like Tom to actually come up the front there and actually pull an effort with you.
Yeah, come on, Tom, pull a turn, buddy. What was that?
Yeah, what was that?
What was that, Tom?
In fact, that was a slowdown move. That was actually.
Are you his teammate now, buddy?
Yeah. When did that happen? I want to know when that happened. Do you know when that happened?
Oh, I want to know when that happened as well.
Yeah. Far out, Tom. Well, I reckon we're going to do another check on Bentley in a minute. So we're going to do it from the front of this truck, providing there's no one else around to bother it. And now, that's the one. That's the second cone we want.
One, yeah.
The second truck, that is. And we're going to be heating up right now. But I reckon you've lost even more time, and you're down to 10 seconds now.
10 seconds again.
Out to 10 seconds. So what was going through your head, Terence? You're now doing as much work at the front as you would. As Bentley, as you would if you were actually racing on your own.
Yeah, so
you could have actually gone out on your own, and you would have actually got more done.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for me, I missed that move that Bentley did, and I've just been put up front, caught chasing him. And
Bentley's taking this dog leg again, just classic, rolling from side to side. I don't even think he knows it's a corner. Do you think he thinks it's a straight at this stage of the race? I mean, early on, absolutely, but a dog leg eventually feels like it's just a straight road.
You could take a almost completely straight line through a dog leg.
Now, for those of you that may have noticed, there is some painted potholes on the road, and if you want a bit of a tip down, boring footage on both cameras, by the way, guys, boring footage. But if you want a tip on how to get rid of potholes, and the council aren't doing anything about it, try the Snap Send Solve app on your phone. That's the first thing. And if they don't do anything about it, I'll give you a tip next time we see that pothole coming around, and I'll tell you how to get potholes fixed. So next time we see that pothole, Terence, give me a nudge and remind me, and we'll draw everyone's attention to it, and then I'll tell you how to do it.
Draw everyone's attention. Was that accidental? Oh, back to.
Whoa!
There we go. Someone finally pulled a turn.
Someone's finally pulled a turn and actually passed you. And are they going to leave you behind, Terence, or are they going to let you jump on?
Nah. Patrick won't do me dirty.
All right, so let's have a look. Now I'm actually going to go back over to Bentley's camera, because I want to see him go through that dog leg again, and I just think his line through the dog leg is just absolutely beautiful. But
poetry in
motion. Look at that; it's almost a straight line. Now we're coming back round to that pothole, so I'm going to draw your attention to it, yes, and tell you, if you want to get rid of a pothole in a hurry, like the ones that are on the road just up here.
What do you do, Dad?
What do you think you do, Terence? Get a can of spray paint
and draw
penises on them.
A massive floppy wiener.
A wiener.
You floppiest floppy.
And I think we actually missed the pothole on Ben's camera.
We're just talking about see if you can get on my camera.
Well, we'll wait until we get back around again.
Right.
We did see it on your camera, but that is actually a true fact. If you want to get rid of a pothole, that's the way to do it, because the council don't want that on the ground any more than you do. It costs them more to repaint it than it does to cover it over with asphalt.
No, that can't be true.
It actually does.
That can't be true. Removing paint cannot cost more.
They actually have to use a special machine and scratch it off. And it's actually quicker and cheaper to use asphalt to cover the whole damn thing and then pat it down.
Okay, there are a few times there are a lot of times I will disagree with you, but this is one of those times. How can fixing a pothole with fixing a pothole with asphalt cost less than removing a wiener spray
as long
paint?
as you're not ridiculous about it, as long as you don't do a big wiener. I'm not saying you do a big wiener. What I'm saying is, if you do a wiener over just a wanksy, yeah, a wanksy over,
like Banksy.
I like a Banksy, but a wanksy. Over the pothole. I'm going to see if we can see this pothole again this time. No, you've gone the wrong side of the road again. It's actually just past Patrick now. So you're actually on the wrong side of the road.
Every time we've missed it twice. Let's talk about drawing wieners on the road later.
Yeah. We'll see if we can.
The race is getting exciting.
We'll see if we can paint an idea for you in your head later.
The race is getting exciting again because there's people in front of the camera.
And we're spraying everything everywhere at the moment. So now Bentley has been caught up with now.
He has been. We
missed it. Well, we didn't really, because we were on Bentley's camera. We were just talking about wieners too much.
Yeah.
And as we're coming around, we're going to notice that everything's going to slow down a wee bit, because Bentley's now got riders in front of him that aren't being chased by the cops with their bottle of wine, and are not as much of a hurry as Bentley was. But I think Bentley's going to try again to get away. And I think
count it down. Count it down. 3, 2, 1. Launch off. I was exactly right.
Yep. But we're looking at the wrong camera.
Look at
that. Look at that. There's three of you away. Did you bring anyone over with you, Terence?
I was looking behind me, or like not constantly, but I was like cheeky arm under the armpit.
No man's land right now, Terence.
I'm in no man's land.
But you're really good at getting across
Really
just
close.
like a sprint at the end of a race.
900 watts, 700 watts for a minute is nothing like 1500 watts for 20 seconds. When will you learn this?
There you go. There's those potholes. There we go. We're done with the potholes now. No more talking of wieners, okay? Except for Bunnings wieners.
There goes CJ.
Who wants a sausage to speak?
That's the move I was
There we go.
waiting.
Look at that. Look at that. That's the whole group. And you and Bentley have been left behind. Left wanting, in fact. Left wanting.
Yeah.
But it looks like are you getting instructions from Bentley? Are you getting yelled at?
I don't know if he was yelling. His heart's in his mouth, so not much, I don't think. But he's get across. I have no fears I'll get across because
you just got to sit in with someone and off you go. There we go. There we go.
I'll catch up. I'll catch them on the.
Are we going to do a time gap on you and Bentley now?
Yeah, that's still time gap.
Okay, ready? And 0.1 of a second. Oh, that was close.
That was close.
0.1 of a second.
0.1 of a second.
Oh, Jesus. Oh.
All right, you tuck it out now? You tuck it out?
I feel like Bentley right now. In fact, I'm sure I've just expelled just as much energy. Bentley, tell me, mate, did I just see someone else hit another of those cones? I just saw another cone being hit. Okay, go back in the video, guys.
What game is this?
Go back in the videos. Was that another cone hit, or am I imagining things, or am I seeing things?
This isn't Mario Karts, guys.
This is the game we were watching earlier on in Archie's camera. This backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards.
There goes Harry Whelan. There goes Harry. And CJ says, that's the race. There goes Wilser.
So, there you go there. That's, whoa. That is one hell of a move.
Yeah, so Harry's got a good gap right now. Harry's got a very good gap. No one's been watching him. He's been doing very little. A big portion of this race, he's been doing very little. So and he's made a perfect time attack.
We're actually coming down to the end of the race.
We are. We're very close to the race.
I think this might be even last lap.
We're coming up to it. This is like probably 3 laps to go or something like that. Almost probably 4 laps to go. Wilser's done. Okay. Wilser's been sitting in, not doing much. So if you're watching this crit in like hopes that you can learn something for your racing, this is the tip. Don't be the idiot that tries to bring back Bentley. Just sit in and wait for the perfect time to go and launch everything. Put it all on black. This is what Wilser's doing.
Now, you're actually at the front of the peloton right now. You're chasing down 2 riders. Those 2 riders are up ahead of you.
So Brooker and Wilser.
Yep, and the rest of the peloton are just nicely sitting behind you and going, let Terence cook himself. They are literally like the cannibals of that little island.
Amazonians.
The cannibal of those.
Oh yeah, there's
islands.
cannibals on the Pacific Ocean.
In the Pacific Ocean, they're going, let Terence cook himself. We shall eat him for dinner later, or lunch actually. It was close to lunchtime. Is that the smell of the Bunnings sausages I could smell at that stage?
I don't know what Bunnings you've been to, buddy, but if you can smell like cooked humans from across the Pacific, I think that could be
Terence,
like a
Terence,
superpower.
what's going through your head, buddy? What's going through your head?
Well, can't let Wilser go, and no one's coming around me, so not much, Dad. Not much. This isn't very fun for me, being displayed on as being a bit of a fool. So, but
there you go. Someone's actually coming behind you, and they are
surging through.
Surging through
Like Sergio.
There's your camera there, Terence. They're all getting in front, and you're going to jump on the back. And
hopefully.
I think I just saw a finger going up saying number of laps to go.
Probably about 3. Let's head to Bentley's camera. I'll get back on. Don't worry about that. And let's just have a look at Mr. Josh Stevens. He was telling me after this race how much he loved being in an A grade field. He hasn't been racing much. He hasn't been racing for a long time. But he was telling me how much of enjoyment he was having racing in an A grade field.
Now, can I ask something? Can we find out what that tatters on the back of your leg?
Yeah, it's covered up by aero socks. Again, aero socks coming up in the conversation again.
Aero socks are ruining racing, mate.
Aero socks are ruining racing.
Covering your
covering
calves.
tats. They're just boring white socks that have got a cool little aerodynamic function to them. They're just boring. Not like my Batman socks.
Well, the Batman socks were not helping that much, but there we go on Terence's camera. Coming round.
This is the last lap. This is the last lap. Switch back. Switch back. Switch back. So this is the last lap. That finger was the last lap.
It was the last lap.
And so Wills is taking the win.
Yep. There you go. Will's taking the win.
So
that's a local. That's a local favourite.
Local cobby.
Yep. And Bentley's come through second. And we're just going to go over to Terence's camera to see the end of the race there. Not the end of the race, there were still plenty of people behind TJ. Sorry, Terence, I didn't want you to think that I was saying you're at the end of the race. But that was a hectic race out of Drake Boulevard. What a great time we had. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I think we've got a little bit of a ting to go through and a couple of bits of outtakes.
So thanks to all the camera holders again. Thanks Bentley for holding the camera. Thanks to Archie for holding the camera.
If you want a camera, come and let me know. I carry extra cameras. I'm more than happy to add more cameras. If I get up to 5 cameras, 6 cameras, I'm happy.
A camera is 180 grams. Can you spare 180 grams?
Yeah, come on, that's a fart. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, make sure you're on top of it, because we are doing more of these videos every week. Terence, what's your final thoughts?
You're still here? It's over. Go watch Glenvale, Hawthorn, Coburg.